Okay, today what we're going to do is put the calipers back on, put the hardware back in, put the hoses in, bleed the system, see how we go. So I've got the caliper on. The new caliper's been rebuilt. You can see it's all nice and shiny in there. What we have to do now is grease the little components. So we need to grease these bits which slide here.
Tell them how you cut it.
So that'll go in through there. So we need to grease these ends here. So the pad will go in, slide in there, and they'll be held together with the pins and the bracket, which will also grease. So any sliding pieces we need to grease, and then also the back here. This is the high temp grease that came with the packet. So just put a little bit on and just smear it. What you need to avoid is getting grease on the actual brake pads itself. You can see where the brake pad was before and what needs to be greased where it's been rusty before. Just a very thin layer, you don't need to put much on. Okay, that pad can just sit in there like that. It's now been greased up. Do the other pad. Now these are the original pads that came out so that they're the same wear pattern on the disc. We'll do those another time if we need to. So I've sandpapered all the rust off the pads anyway. There's plenty of meat left on them too, so it's not a problem. Okay, that pad's in. So now we need to do is
put the pins on. Do these need to be greased?
We need to grease all this stuff. That's the retaining bracket, so that's got to go in here like this.
New one?
But we need to grease all the bits where they contact. So with this here, we're greasing the backs there where they contact the pads, because they need to be able to slide nice and easily. And the pins will go in through here, so these need to be able to slide nice and easily as well. So we're just going to grease them. So the pads go like that, and the retaining clip goes like that. We'll grease up the pins. The retaining pins just go in this way and behind here, like that. We'll get the other one in so it's all nicely set. Okay, so it's centered in the hole, so it's got to be tapped in. Okay, that's got the start of it, so that we can secure that and make sure this one goes in straight too. Just make sure that pin's showing through. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll just put a little bit more grease on the actual end of the pins here. Just use a bit more grease just around the slides. But we've got to make sure we don't get grease on the actual pads themselves, so we don't want to use too much. Okay, that one's in.
Okay. Is it finished?
Okay.
I can see them both.
Yep, the pins are coming out. Okay, do we have a disc that spins?
Look at that then.
Okay, next step is to get the hose and start putting the hoses back in. Okay, the hose,
Twisted that.
I'll bring it around here. Goes in the back here. This one actually has that clean, and it comes up.
Are we using both?
Comes up through the carrier. Just there, that's the carrier here. Comes up through here and connects up into here. We'll just make sure that's all clean before we put the hose on. Okay, this side's complete. As you can see, the new hose is connected up the top.
Spins.
It spins round, which is really nice. Let's get Fraser's head in the time. There we go. It's got a protective plate now again on the outside, and the hose is connected in here. So what we've done is a full rebuild of the calipers, all the seals, the pistons, all the hardware, the hoses, retaining, and the bleeder valve. It's all new.
No, here's the fun part, going on the other side. Onto the other side, now's the fun part.